Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing this sweat-proof makeup. It is definitely tried and true. I have had this on since about 8 o'clock this morning. It is now 3:50, so it's been on for about 8 hours and nothing has budged. The only thing that has moved, and I will mention in the video, the only thing that's moved is my eyeliner on the lower lash line. I didn't set it with any powder. You could definitely set it with an eyeshadow and it would probably stay a little bit better, but we have played outside. It has been a sweaty day. It's 86 degrees outside, full sun. We've not been in that much shade, and yeah, it has lasted. Everything's still here. The highlight is all still here. You can still see the bronzer. You can still see everything. It all stayed so good. The eyeshadow did not crease at all. Still looking good. So that is all. I really hope you enjoy this video. I will link all the products down below so that you can get it on this sweat-proof makeup. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a great day. See you next time, shall we? So I'm just going to go ahead and apply a little bit of a moisturizer. I already have on some sunscreen. I definitely recommend, wearing sunscreen, but if you just can't or don't want to, definitely get a foundation or a moisturizer that has SPF in it to protect your skin. I did not always wear sunscreen, shame on me, but my skin is a little bit leathery and wrinkly, and I blame a lot of it on no sunscreen. Alright, and then before primer, I'm just going to take a little bit of the Ulta Beauty Dewy Makeup Setting Spray, and I'm going to spray this on first just to make sure everything gets really locked in there. I'm going to let that sink in for a moment. And then once that's set in place, I'm going to take the NYX Angel Veil Primer and just use that to prime my skin and get it ready for the day. So I'm just going to take a little bit and just place it all over my face. And then I'm just going to use my hands to rub it in. I plan on, my sister-in-law asked me if we wanted to take our little boy to the park with her little boy, because they're supposed to be opening up the water park, well, splash pad. They're supposed to be opening it up today, so we're going to be sitting outside while these children are playing in the water, and kids ain't going to want to leave no splash pad, so I'm definitely going to want to wear sweat-proof makeup. You could not wear any makeup, I wouldn't care, but I figured this would be a good excuse to make this video. That being said, I'm going straight into foundation, and I'm going to use the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. I love this stuff, and I was wrong. It does not have SPF in it. Whoops. I thought it did for some reason. Oh well, that's what sunscreen's for, right? So I just took one little pump, and I've got it on my fingers, and I'm just going to dot it all over my face. I'm going to take a little bit more on areas where I have a lot of redness, which is pretty much my entire face. Alright, and then this time I'm actually just going to use a brush to blend that in. I'm just going to start out by pushing it into the skin at first, and then I'll come through and work it into my skin a little bit more. Make sure you get your ears and your neck as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and buff it in a little bit more using circular motions just to make sure that everything is well blended. And I'm using a very light hand to do this so I don't disturb the makeup on my face. Alright, now I'm going to apply a little bit of concealer, and I'm just going to use the Maybelline Age Rewind, and I'm just going to apply this to my under eyes where there are plenty of dark circles going on. And I'm going to apply just a little bit on my nose, forehead, and chin, just so the light is distributed evenly and it doesn't just look like my eyes are like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to use this same brush to blend that in with. Alright, now before that has a chance to crease up, I'm going to take some of the Airspun Loose Face Powder and bake my under eyes and my eyelids and anywhere else that I applied that concealer. To set the rest of the face, I'm going to take the L.A.COLORS Loose Powder in the shade Natural. And I'm not going to bake the rest of the face. I'm just going to apply the powder. This one has a little bit of color to it, so it's not going to wash me out. Which, the Airspun doesn't always wash me out either, but sometimes it can. So I'm just going to go ahead and stay on the safe side and stay on the perimeter with this one. I'm going to make sure I set the sides of my nose too, because if there's anywhere that I do get oily, it's typically right there on the sides of my nose. So for eyeshadow, I had originally just took a NYX Shimmer Roll-On eyeshadow, but instead I'm just going to take a little bit of Puree from Too Faced, and I'm going to pop that into the crease. We're a little bit all over the place. By now I would have already done my brows, but for some reason I'm feeling eyeshadow. Alright, now that I have that on there, I'm going to take a little bit of Nectar. I'm going to take Peaches and Cream. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to pop that onto the lid. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of that Peaches and Cream and put it under the brow bone. Alright, let's move on to brows. And I'm going to use the Almay... I can never remember the name of this thing. I use it every single day and I don't know the name of it. The Almay Brow Defining Pencil in the shade Brunette, maybe? Yes, the shade is Brunette. I'm just going to fill them in as I normally would, and I'll be right back. Alright, so brows are filled in. I'm going to take a little bit of an extra step today, just because, like I said, I'm going to be outside and probably going to be in the water a little bit anyways. So I'm going to set them with some powder, which I don't normally do, but summertime. I'm going to be around all these kids, and I really don't want to scare them with my face melting off. So we're just going to go ahead and apply some powder to make sure everything stays in place. This isn't really going to darken them up anymore because I really don't need them to be any darker. This is just going to help them not budge. Which, I went out in the rain the other day and my brows stayed on. My eyeliner, not so much. I didn't have an umbrella. But my brows did fine. My eyeliner was destroyed. Alright, that should lock them in. But I'm also going to go ahead and set them with some clear brow gel. Mine is by e.l.f. Use whichever one you have. I don't know. I won't say this one is the absolute best or the worst, because it's the only one that I've ever used. So you can't really ask me that question. I like it. To me, it gets the job done just fine. And I love e.l.f. products too, so brows are good. Alright, so I'm not going to do any top liner. I'm going to take some eyeshadow and deepen it up. But I am going to go ahead and line my lower waterline just because I always feel like I need to. And this is the Maybelline Master Drama by Eye Studio in Midnight Master. And then on the top lashes, or for top liner, I'm going to take the shade Tempting from the Too Faced palette and just keep it really close to the lash line. This is just going to add some definition without worrying about it melting off. And then I'm going to apply some mascara. I'm using the Maybelline Falsies Effect Mascara. Neither one of y'all are waterproof. The heck? I probably should be using waterproof, but I thought I had this. I had two of these. I bought two of them thinking that one of them was the waterproof one, and it wasn't. It's what you get for not paying attention when you go shopping, I guess. But whatever, we're just going to use it anyways. I've always loved this mascara. Alright, now the eyes are complete, and I'm going to start working on the rest of the face. This one's a bronzer and blush duo by Femme Couture. This one you can buy at Sally's, or at least my husband bought it for me a few years ago from Sally's. I don't know if it's still available, and if it's not, I'm very sorry. But I love this thing. And I'm just going to swirl my brush into both colors. Yes, it's a brush and bronzer, but blush and bronzer. But to me, the two colors just mixed together gives such a pretty glow on the skin. I love it. Because the blush has a little bit of shimmer, but it's not anything chunky. It's not crazy or anything. And it's just one of my favorites. And I also really love the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. But I accidentally got the shade Light. And it's almost non-existent on my skin right now, where I've been out in the sun a lot more. I get pretty dark in the summertime. Anyways, I was saying, I get pretty dark in the summertime. So that bronzer probably won't get used again until this winter, which makes me kind of sad and makes me really want to go buy the darker one. I'm coming to the realization that I need to kind of start using what I already have, and that way it doesn't go bad, because I hate the idea of makeup going bad when you could have been using it the whole time. But I'm just using this to bronze up the whole face. I'm going to bronze up my nose a little bit too and slightly contour it with this. Just slightly. And this is a good, fairly cool tone bronzer to me. I think it's pretty cool toned. Alright, and then I'm not going to fool with any blush because that already had blush mixed in with it, and I'm not really much of a blush girl anyways. So I'm just going to take this highlight right here. This is Urban Decay Sin. I don't know, I got it in my Ipsy bag, but I've been using it pretty much every day and I love it. It's almost time to do another favorites video, and this would definitely be in said video. I love this highlight. I'm going to take a little bit on the tip of my nose. Some people like that look, some people hate it. I'm one of those people that love it though. And then I'm going to take a little bit on the tip of a brush and place it on the inner corner of my eyes. For lips, to be perfectly honest, I'm probably just going to stick with chapstick. For the sake of the video, I will go ahead and use this one. This is by L.A.COLORS. And I'm not going to use a lot, just a little bit for some color. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous nude shade. And I'm just going to blend it in with my finger so I don't get a whole lot of coverage. And to help somewhat carve out our cheekbones, I'm going to apply just a little bit of the Airspun translucent powder down here just to help clean up the contour or non-contour. Let that sit for like 2 seconds and then brush it away. That way you got this noticeable chiseled cheekbone, but you didn't have to do all the work of contouring and worrying about messing it up. Alright, and that is everything for this video. I really hope that you like this look. I feel like this makeup will last me all day. And let me tell you, I sweat. I sweat. So if it will last me, it should last pretty much anybody. If you get oily or anything, you can always take your powder with you and apply a little bit more as you need it, but this makeup should last. The only other thing that you might want to do, where I put this dark on my inner rim, you might want to set it with a little bit of black eyeshadow, but I'm not really too worried about it. So if that's an extra step you would like to take, then go for it. Alright, so I figured I would go ahead and do a little update for you. This makeup has been on since around 8 o'clock, a little bit after 8 o'clock this morning, and it is now 3:48. We have been outside and sweating our butts off. Let me tell you, it has been a hot one here. It is around 86, no. Yes, it is around 86 degrees, which may not be too hot for some people, but for us, for it to be the middle of spring, it's pretty hot. It's a lot hotter than it was last year, or at least it seems that way to me. So I wanted to show you how the makeup has lasted. Everything is still intact. The only thing that has wore off a little bit is the eyeliner. You can see, probably, I don't know, but you can see the eyeliner is pretty much gone. I definitely would suggest setting that with a black eyeshadow, but everything looks really good. It all stayed on really well. The highlighter is still there. Everything stayed on perfectly. And I didn't wear lipstick. I just wore a little bit of gloss, so I did not really expect that to stay. But everything, as you can see, it all stayed on really, really well. It's all there. So I definitely believe this makeup is truly sweat proof. I will link all the products down below, and hopefully, you know, it works for you too. If not, you could definitely tweak it to make it your own, but I feel like it would work really good for just about anybody.